Mm, mm, mm. Millions, I mean millions of people will be cut from Medicaid.
What?
Some of y'all, they say, might even pass away. Good God. Hello, everyone. Thank you for stopping by to see me today. Oh, Lord. I have moved. I'm sure you can tell by the background. If I tell you there's so much stuff in this room, you'll want to scream. Because I do. But I'm going to get it together, right? But today, people, I am talking about what's going on with the Medicaid. We have millions, I mean millions and millions of people on Medicaid. Some of them working, some of them are not. I know people need health care. I know they do. Do you hear me, trolls? I know. But we have over 70 million, almost 80 million people on Medicaid. My thing is, what did they do before there was Medicaid? What are the other countries doing? Well, we're going to get into that in a few seconds, all right? Let me take a swig here, Lord have mercy. Some of y'all think that this is not important, but it is, okay? Because a lot of people are going to be sick. A lot of people are going to be struggling to pay hospital bills, to see the doctor. They're going to get cheap. I mean, cheap. They're going to try to go to probably free clinics, and we know how they are, okay? A lot of them don't care about people. They don't care that you're suffering. They don't care about you being sick. They just want to run you through and hurry up and get you out and give you some drugs. That's it. They don't want to help the problem, the issues that you really have. They don't. I mean, they just don't make good doctors like they used to, y'all. If you have a good doctor, oh man, you are great, okay? You gonna be okay with some of y'all, long as it's not a real bad disease. But moving right along here, the first video, go over there. My soap gonna be coming out this week. That's what I meant to tell you guys, okay? It's coming out this week. Here we go. Republicans may find it hard to cut Medicaid than they think. It's gonna be harder than they think. That's what this guy's saying.
80 million people now get health care from Medicaid, including many working class voters in the president's base. All this, people are going to work for the Medicaid. Yeah, a lot of people are working and they're still on Medicaid. And what that tells you is that the wages aren't high enough. If you're working full time and you still qualify for Medicaid, maybe we should work, if you want to work on an equation side, maybe we should work on increasing the pay for the workers, man. What does it say if you're working full-time and you got to be a Medicaid for your health insurance?
Working full-time and you still have to be on Medicaid. Now, I don't know if these people have, like, lots of kids that are on Medicaid still working. Because, you know, some people have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 kids. Maybe that's it. I have no idea. But I don't know how they are qualifying for Medicaid. Y'all put it on down there. Do any of you get Medicaid? They say it's going to be harder. It's going to be hard. Real hard. I'm sorry, y'all. Right here, as of October 2024, that was last year, approximately 72.05 million people were enrolled in the Medicaid in the United States. That's a lot, y'all. That is a whole lot. Medicaid enrollments, around 72.05 million people were enrolled in Medicaid, while 7.225 million were enrolled in the Children's Health Insurance Program. That is funded by the government too. y'all, that is funded by the government. So if you add that together, that's over 80 million people on Medicaid. That's a lot. Moving right along here. That's a lot. I don't know how many people in America. I think it's over 300 million. I think. I'm going to look it up. You might see it flying across here somewhere. All right. Moving right along. About the Medicaid cuts. Listen what this guy said. He is upset. He do not like it. I don't know what he is or who he is. If y'all know, put it on down in the comment section. Here we go.
Imagine if you lost your health care. No coverage. It is very possible that nearly 800,000 Ohioans are about to lose their health care because of Trump, Musk, and congressional Republicans. 5 things you should know. Number 1, in this new budget that they have proposed, in order to pay for tax giveaways to billionaires and big corporations, they have to cut about $800 billion in healthcare. Number 2, the healthcare program they're going to focus on is Medicaid, and we're talking about 2.4 million Ohioans rely on it, 40% of whom are children. Number 3, Ohio is a state that has what are called trigger laws. If the federal share of Medicaid goes down below 90%, all of the expansion folks, the folks that are on Medicaid because of the recent expansion work, they lose their health care. Number 4, when you take this much money out of the healthcare system, you are going to see hospitals or services within those hospitals or doctors near those hospitals shutter their doors. A lot of our hospitals have a few days of revenue. That's it. This means that even if you don't get your health care through Medicaid, you still may lose access to health care. Number 5, they do not have to do this. There's a better way. I have proposed that 100% of all the tax relief that they would like to pursue be done just for low-income families, middle-class families, working people, farmers, and small businesses. Even if they got rid of the tax giveaways to the top 2% of wage earners, that saves them $2.4 trillion. They don't have to cut any of your health care. The debate on these health care cuts is going to happen in the Energy and Commerce Committee. I'm on the Energy and Commerce Committee, and I'm going to do everything in my power to stop these cuts.
Good luck, sir. Good luck. Good luck. Now, I know that he means well. But when you have that many people sitting up on Medicaid, that many, this will be why the government is in a bind right now. The reason why the government cannot function is because there's too many people sitting on the system. Now, we know that there has been fraud in Medicaid, in food stamps, and Section 8. There's fraud. DOGE is cutting the fraud, okay? People getting mad all online saying Medicaid is going to be cut. Why would they do people like that? People are going to die. They're going to expire. Kids, women, everybody. Your mama, your daddy, your uncle, your aunt, everybody. Especially if you have a terminal disease, okay? You are going to die. That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying all over the internet. I'm not lying. And even the politicians are saying it too. But here is what really is going on right here with DOGE. Listen what they're saying right here.
I mean, they just found the other day $2.7 trillion that we sent over for Medicare and Medicaid to other countries it was unauthorized. So that's 8% of our deficit was sent overseas that was completely unauthorized. $2.7 trillion. That's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money. A whole lot of money. 2.7 trillion Medicaid sent over there to other countries in other places. Why? Why they doing that to? Why they doing that to the taxpayers' dollars? Why? All that stuff they sending over there to the other countries could have been for here, the American people. They don't like Americans. They don't want us healthy. We need to take care of other countries because they can't take care of themselves like they're supposed to. Their leaders are dumb and stupid. Or are they just stealing from the United States of America? What is really going on, y'all? They not telling us our government is not telling us really. Wasteful spending in Medicaid. Listen to this.
I want to go back to DOGE just for a second. Earlier, the subcommittee headed by Chairman Marjorie Taylor Greene, her and her staff discovered $2.7 trillion in improper payments to Medicare, Medicaid, overseas, to people who should not have gotten it. Some of this room might have missed that press conference. Can you elaborate on what the president is thinking at this point?
Well, again, that's another example. There's a very long list of the fraud, waste, and abuse that DOGE is identifying on a daily basis. Elon Musk also talked about yesterday about Social Security payments that are going out the door for people who are no longer with us, unfortunately. I would say that is certainly fraud. There's also a lot of contracts they've identified that, just as a hypothetical example, are $1 million, but only 500,000 went out the door. So where's the rest of that cash? And so that's the thing. Those are the things that DOGE is working on every single day. And I would just remind everybody in this room, this is what President Trump campaigned on doing. He's delivering on a promise that 77 million people elected him to do.
Now, people, you tell me, trolls that are over here, $1 million went out the door, but only 500,000 was paid. What happened to the other $500,000? What happened to it? Put it on down there. I want to know. A lot of people really think that there is not fraud in the system, that it's just a lie. Oh, if it is, it's just a little bit of fraud, just a little bit. We should have no fraud whatsoever. Do you hear me? None. Let me tell you something. There's a lot of fraud, more than what you think. I know someone that was on Medicaid, Section 8, food stamps. But I'm talking about the Medicaid today. She got caught. Why? Because she was stupid. She had a husband that lived there at the same address. But she got on Medicaid for her and her children. Her husband worked, had a job, living in the household, paying bills, had stuff in his name, electricity, everything, the rent, mortgage, whatever the hell they was paying. They got caught. Because she had a husband, she lied. Now, how many of y'all think that there are a lot of women sitting up on the system, getting food stamps, living in Section 8, getting Medicaid, medical for their children, got husbands living in the household? Now, I'm not talking about boyfriends and fiancés, even though they are in the household and they are supposed to be reported, but they don't do that. They don't. Y'all can get mad all you want to down in that comment section. I don't give a damn. They are supposed to be reported because that's part of their income. Okay? A lot of people been getting by for years and years and years. And crying and crying and crying. And they ain't got no money because they won't get up off their damn ass. I'm just saying. Moving right along. Listen to what this lady said, because I thought it was really stupid. Listen.
People don't realize that Medicaid funds long-term care. So when your mother has to go into a nursing home or a memory care center, that's covered by Medicaid. It's the sickest children. It's pregnant women for up to a year after birth, because a lot of women die in the first year. It's hardworking American people, but it also funds hospitals. I was in the state legislature in Virginia when we expanded Medicaid. If they do these cuts, over 630,000 Virginians will lose health care, but the rural hospitals that depend on that income, that depend on Medicaid reimbursements, will close, which is why Republicans in Virginia voted to expand Medicaid. And it's people in this country want to know that if they get sick, they can go to the doctor and get care without going bankrupt. But Medicaid also allows people to get preventative care so they don't get sick. Because when they do, they're coming to the hospital anyway. They're coming to the emergency room when it is, in some cases, too late. in some cases, way more expensive than if they had gotten preventative care. People will die because of these Medicaid cuts, and Republicans don't seem to care.
People will die because of these Medicare cuts. Die. She said a lot of women's gonna die in the first year that they could do the cuts. A lot of women will die. Pregnant women. A lot of women die, she said. I'm still stuck on that. Medicare funds long-term illnesses, pregnant women. When you get sick, it funds that. It also helps with preventive care, she said, so people don't get sick. Well, let me tell you about preventive care. You can really do that on your own. Think about it, all right? Let me say allegedly, YouTube, allegedly. You can do that on your own. If you take vitamins and watch what you eat and stop putting all that mess in your mouth that ain't supposed to be there, okay, that's considered preventive. All right? You can prevent some of your ailments. You can. I don't give a damn what y'all say that. Okay, down in the comments. I don't give a damn. You can prevent some of the things that is happening to your body. But people don't want to. They don't want to. They want to continue eating everything that they want to eat. Anytime, anywhere. They just want to continue to eat it. They don't care. Moving right along. I don't want this video to be too long because I'm tired. I got to clean up. Comments. What this lady said, I guess some people didn't agree with it. They said Democrats are using fear-mongering. Don't believe this propaganda. There's a lot of fraud in Medicaid. That's the target first. The fraud. That's what they're trying to get. They're not cutting Medicaid. They keep trying to scare y'all. They're not cutting it off. They're trying to cut the fraud. Do you understand? People who are abusing the system that should not be there. All right. But I hear correctly, a lot of women die. She said, did I hear correctly? A lot of women die after giving birth within that year? Who actually falls for these lies? Who? We know who. We know who. I'm not going to say all Democrats. I'm going to say the woke people. They fall for it. They all online trying to make you believe that they are going to cut off Medicaid completely. Even the professional people. The Democrats, some Republicans, hell, and even politicians, they all online telling lies. Why? Because you know what's coming up in 2 years, right? The primary. They want to win some seats. See what Trump is doing? See what he's doing? He just cutting everything. They're not saying he's getting rid of waste. He's cutting everything. They lie to them and they believe it. Listen to this later right here. People will die again. Another person.
If Medicaid ends, people will die. Like, it's not a, oh, you're being dramatic. Oh, it's not that serious. If Medicaid ends, then people will die. It is the most clear if-then statement in all of coding and all of philosophy. So many people rely on Medicaid in order to get treatment. My daughter was born 3 pounds, 3 ounces. She had a 3-month NICU stay. I had to stay in the hospital for 2 weeks. If it wasn't for the fact that it was illegal to charge people who have Medicaid for medical bills, my hospital bill and my daughter's hospital bill would have been $500,000. People will die if Medicaid goes away.
Girl, are you gonna die? I want to know, are you gonna die if Medicaid goes away? Medicaid was made to be temporarily, y'all, just like the food stamps and every other government benefits. Temporarily, but people have been living on it for a lifetime. They refuse to do better in life, like I said. People hate when I say that, but it's true, okay? They have all these kids. They know they can't afford it, but they keep on gapping their legs open and they keep on pumping, okay? All right? if you stop doing what you're doing, just maybe you can survive, all right? But these people are going to be on Medicaid their whole entire life, and they wondering why the government is having such a hard time, why the government is in debt, because we got so many people sitting on the system refuse to do better in life, because Uncle Sam going to take care of them regardless, because they pity them because they have children, all right? Children. Don't get me wrong. I know some people need to be on Medicaid, like the disabled, probably the veterans, and some other people, okay? I understand the handicapped people. I understand that. So you ain't got to even be putting that down in the comment section, because I truly understand why they are there, all right? But people who are able-bodied can do better in life, those type people need to get a grip. Y'all, I know some of y'all going to be mad and some of y'all going to be scared because you are on Medicaid. I'm not talking about Medicare. I said Medicaid. Medicare is for the people who are on disability and the elderly people who have paid into Medicare. Well, some people have, some people haven't. But I need y'all to go down in that comment section and tell me, what do you think? Do you believe these people spreading these lies all over the internet? Do you? Put it down there that they are going to cut people off just like that. Just cut them off. We got to save money, so we just going to cut them off. They telling lies. They're not really telling you the whole truth of what's going on. You know how people do. They say stuff and they keep spreading and spreading and spreading it. And people keep believing and believing and believing, okay? Elon Musk is cutting the waste out of Medicaid. And the waste is the people who've been sitting on there a long time, not doing nothing with themselves, okay? And most of the people who have been frauding the system, all right? They're going to give them chances to redeem themselves. But if you don't redeem yourself, I don't know how long it's going to be. 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, I have no idea. But some of them, like I said, been sitting there for 20 years, 30 years, their whole entire life. Okay. Is that fair? Is it fair to the American people? Is it fair that we have to pay for our health care, but they get a free ride? Now, y'all also let me know, should health care be free for every American in the United States, regardless of your income, like some other countries do? Put it on down there and let me know. Maybe that would help. Maybe, just maybe, because there are some people who are very ill, and I think they need the Medicaid. They do. People who are very, 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 very ill, all right? So don't be putting lies down there. Like I said, everybody should be cut off, because that is a lie, and you are a liar. That's what I'm going to say. With all that being said, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe, and watch the next video coming up. Thank you.
Yeah.